This man receives some of the most hate I've ever seen in any one individual. I understand part of the hate comes from simply being good and being in the spotlight. The one issue that does drive me crazy is the hate that he receives for him being a basketball player and one of the best basketball players on the court.
You get out of it. He has both. You gotta win. You're with Luka now. There are plenty of excuses why you could lose. You gotta win. If you're Kyrie, you gotta show you can win.
No player has more at stake than Kyrie Irving. I definitely don't see a team winning a championship with Irving as its best player. And I'd go as far to say it's likely Kyrie will wind up looking more like a loser than the man in Boston.
And people can't really see your value. You know,
Right.
I understand he has a ring now. He's a champion. You know, he's at the point where he probably wants to show everyone, this is who I am.
Can he win without LeBron?
Win what?
A title.
Games?
Title.
No.
No title without
No,
LeBron.
you're not going to win a title without LeBron. LeBron's not going to win a title without a great player like himself also.
Going on with Kyrie in Boston, they were better without Kyrie. Remember, Kyrie Irving was there, they get bounced in the semis. Kyrie leaves, they go to the Eastern Conference Finals. Then they go back to the Eastern Conference Finals because Kyrie gets hurt, finals, he's there, semis, leaves, finals. They were better without Kyrie Irving. Kyrie can't win none without LeBron James. So what you are asking Kyrie Irving to do, he needs to ask himself if he can do, and his answer will be no.
Today we are going to dive in whether Kyrie is good enough to take a team to the championship, whether he is a great player, whether he is going to make whatever team he is on better or worse.
Cold shit, my needs are keys to the rose, piece to the hose, piece to the pie, but the piece still grows. Get top on the phone. That's what they say, right? Yeah, get top. Watch out for the red dot when you poppin' and wanna set shots up a guy. Ready for anything. Just to my balance and ready for anything. I'm selling everything and get it by any means.
Look, I know everyone is, saying that the Nets don't need Kyrie. They can make it out of the East. And that's right? I get that. But that's not the Nets' goal. James Harden wanted to get traded to Brooklyn, not just to make it to the finals, but to win a championship. And guess what? They're not doing that without Kyrie Irving. The guy is averaging 27 points on 50% shooting, by the way.
So first thing is shout out to Kendrick Perkins. There's a lot of people that are giving Kyrie a lot of negativity, and Kendrick is standing up for him. So the first thing we're going to look at is we're going to go essentially step by step in Kyrie's career and see if he benefited essentially every team that he's been on since he's been on quote unquote winning teams. So the first thing we're looking at is in Cleveland. So we can see numerous examples. One of the key aspects that I want to discuss here is how Kyrie 100% benefits those that are around him. The main way we can see those that he benefits those that are around him is he's able to move the ball, bang, 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 split-second decisions, making sure that he finds open, good shooters, especially on the perimeter. And this is a skill that every team is going to find valuable. Not only this, but as Kendrick Perkins alluded to, he shoots the ball unbelievably well. Just looking at the playoffs, so theoretically when it matters the most, Kyrie is shooting 39% from three with an effective field goal percentage of 54%. That is unbelievably well and super, super efficient, which means you have to respect him on the perimeter, on the inside, everywhere you have to respect where he goes. One of the other areas that you can hear sometimes talked about is that Kyrie is lackluster on defense. But here we can see he's matching up against Al Horford, who Al Horford should definitely have the theoretical advantage. And Kyrie stands his ground while not being a superb defender. He's definitely going to stand his ground in those situations. So then the big area to discuss is how he's going to be on the Mavs. So looking at the Mavs, the issue is not going to be on offense. Kyrie is going to create opportunities on offense. He's going to thrive with the other crazy good offensive players that the Mavs have. There are two potential issues I see. The first is confusion. So I understand that he came into the team late in the last year. However, we can see in Powell's situation right here, he thinks that he's going to go back to Kyrie, but because they have both Kyrie and Luka, it's going to be a little bit tough navigating who's dominating the ball in those interactions. But then the bigger issue isn't going to have to do with Kyrie at all. It's going to be the fact that the Mavs are terrible on defense. We can see numerous examples of pretty basic defensive expectations, and the Kings are just torching them. I understand the Kings have good offense. That's not to be said. But you can't have one of the top five or the five worst defenses in the NBA and expect to still compete at a super high level. And so then the issue is Kyrie isn't going to bring a huge lot of defensive presence. He's more an offensive oriented player. And so I don't know how good a fit he's going to be overall with the Mavs. And that's not a discredit towards him. It's just merely a comment on how they operate within each other. So then in conclusion, the notion that Kyrie is not good enough to win a championship on his own, or not good enough to essentially lift a team to that championship elevation, is absolutely ridiculous. The main goal of this video was to communicate that, like, when we're thinking about basketball players, we tend to get wrapped up in these narratives. And I know I personally have even commented that, like, oh, this player doesn't fit well in this situation, or this player isn't good. Like I said with Scoot Henderson last week, how I wouldn't draft him number 2. I still absolutely want to value who they are as a person, who they are as a basketball player. And I don't think that should detract from what we enjoy as watching them play. So that being said, in conclusion, enjoy Kyrie. We have him for a short amount of time. We get the ability to watch him for a short amount of time. Let's prioritize those minutes, those times. Have a great rest of your day.